This is New Zealand, a country known for its stunning landscapes and unique population patterns. Despite its large land area, approximately 80% of New Zealand remains uninhabited. This fact may seem peculiar at first, considering the country's size and favorable climate. The South Island and the North Island rank 12th and 14th, respectively, among the world's largest islands. They are even larger than the United Kingdom. Interestingly, they share a remarkably similar climate with the UK, characterized by mild winters, warm summers, and consistent rainfall. When comparing the distribution of this oceanic and temperate climate type, which includes densely populated regions like Western Europe, Vancouver, Mexico City, Lima, Cusco, Johannesburg, and parts of southeastern Australia, New Zealand stands out as an outlier, despite having a climate almost identical to the UK and the larger landmass. New Zealand's population is significantly smaller, while the UK boasts a population of nearly 69 million people. New Zealand is home to just over 5 million, almost 14 times fewer. Surprisingly, New Zealand has a lower population density than many smaller islands worldwide, such as Java, Honshu, and Great Britain. To put it into perspective, the UK's population density is approximately 281 people per square kilometre, whereas New Zealand's population density is only 18 people per square kilometre. Thus, the UK is 15 times more densely populated than New Zealand. So why is New Zealand comparatively empty? Despite its similar size and climate, the answer is multifaceted and fascinating. The population pattern becomes even more intriguing when examining the distribution within the country. While over 3/4 of the population reside in the more clustered North Island, less than a quarter live in the geographically larger South Island, which remains more sparsely populated. Furthermore, nearly half of the North Island's population resides in the primary city of New Zealand, Auckland, with its strategic location, natural harbours, and a dormant volcanic field with fertile soil. Auckland alone accommodates around 37% of New Zealand's population, nearing 2 million people. This concentration of people in one city makes New Zealand one of the most highly centralized countries in the developed world. To provide further context, let's compare New Zealand's population distribution to that of other countries. The North Island, including Auckland, is home to 4 out of New Zealand's 5 largest cities. The South Island's largest city, Christchurch, situated on the flat plains of Canterbury, excluding the urban area around Christchurch. The population density across the rest of the South Island is significantly lower, averaging about 5.4 people per square kilometre. This density is comparable to the sparsely populated states of North and South Dakota in the United States. New Zealand's relative emptiness can be attributed to various factors, with its isolation being the most significant. Placed in the center of the water hemisphere, New Zealand is geographically distant from other large land masses. Its closest neighbor, Australia, is separated by approximately 2,000 kilometers of open ocean in the Tasman Sea. The rest of the surroundings consist of scattered islands, Antarctica, or vast stretches of empty ocean in every direction. Even in the 21st century, air and maritime traffic in the South Pacific remains limited. Traveling between Auckland and Sydney, for instance, still takes nearly 4 hours. New Zealand's extreme isolation means that it remained an untouched and isolated ecosystem throughout history, until the arrival of Polynesian explorers in the 13th century. These early settlers, known as the Maori, developed their unique culture over centuries. European contact with New Zealand began in 1769, when Captain Cook, a British sailor, visited the island. However, the colonization process brought a wave of British and European immigrants to New Zealand, leading to the establishment of towns and cities. Despite its influx of settlers, the population growth in New Zealand has been relatively slow compared to other countries. Several factors contribute to this phenomenon. Firstly, the challenging geography of the country, characterized by mountains, fjords, and rugged terrain, limits the availability of suitable land for settlement and agriculture. Much of New Zealand's land is unsuitable for intensive human habitation, and the mountainous regions are sparsely populated. Secondly, the country's small population and geographic isolation have resulted in limited economic opportunities and a smaller labor market. Many young New Zealanders seeking better job prospects and educational opportunities often emigrate to countries like Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. This emigration, coupled with a lower birth rate compared to some other countries, contributes to this lower population growth. Another factor that has influenced New Zealand's population distribution is the strong cultural and historical connection between the Maori people and the land. Maori culture places a significant emphasis on tribal and ancestral connections to specific regions. As a result, many Maori communities are concentrated in certain areas, contributing to the population patterns within the country. Furthermore, New Zealand's geographic isolation has also played a role in preserving its natural environment and protecting its unique flora and fauna. The country has implemented strict biosecurity measures to prevent the introduction of invasive species, which have helped to maintain its pristine ecosystems. The low population density has allowed for the preservation of vast areas of untouched wilderness, making New Zealand a popular destination for outdoor enthusiasts and nature lovers. In recent years, New Zealand has experienced an increase in international tourism drawn by its breathtaking landscapes, adventure activities, and vibrant Maori culture. This growth in tourism has brought economic benefits to the country, but it has also posed challenges in terms of managing visitor numbers and maintaining the delicate balance between conservation and tourism development. New Zealand's comparably low population density can be attributed to a combination of factors, including its isolation, challenging geography, limited economic opportunities, cultural and historical connections to the land, and the preservation of its natural environment. These factors have shaped the population patterns, with a significant concentration of people in the North Island, particularly in Auckland, and sparser populations in the South Island and rural areas.